had fun. I had so much fun. It was incredible to be there, to be a part of history, and yeah, actually, to be completely honest, I just saw the end because of all the comments I was reading, and they stopped the fight after the bell. So the bell went, and then they stopped the fight, and then stopped the fight. Why? You know, it's like then it's my time to rest.
Hello, early stoppage that?
Huh?
Was that an early stoppage?
I don't think so. I think they say for a brutal knockout.
Who's next for Usyk?
All the best for Usyk.
Who do you want to see him fight next?
Huh?
Who's next for him?
Oh, we can fight whoever.
Rico won that fight, man. Hey, boxing media! Rico won that fight. That was an early stoppage. They robbed that fucking guy.
What's next for Rico, do you think?
Okay, huh?
What do you think's next for Rico?
Dylan White. I think Rico should fight Dylan White. Huh?
Yeah, what about the rematch?
They got a rematch.
That was disgusting, how they stopped that fight. I shouldn't have been allowed. Listen, for it to be a world champion fight, to just stop it like that. Rico has got one of the best recoveries in the system. Go look at his kickboxing fights. He's had his face, he's been literally all over the show. He's gone back to the corner and he's won the fight.
Rico Verhoeven said he was robbed with some seconds left on the clock. Now the king of kickboxing is finally breaking his silence.
Of course, mistakes can be made, but then looking back at it, the referee should admit his mistake, look back at it and say like, hey, so it's either a no contest or we go to the scorecards. And I think if we go to the scorecards, I was ahead. Yeah, we had an amazing game plan and I think it worked. Amazing. So I'm super proud, super happy with that. And of course, if I'm gonna look back at it and there are gonna be things I'm like, I could have done this a little better, I could have done that a little better. But yeah, he had both hands full. So, and he's been the undisputed champion. So I think, like, I didn't see any boxer do that to him, till tonight. So I'm super happy, super proud of myself.
On the other hand, Rico finally speaks about his defeat. He describes his reaction as bittersweet, proud of the performance, gutted by the ending.
How disappointed are you with the stoppage?
Bittersweet. Bittersweet. We were so close. Yeah, it is what it is.
Did anything surprise yourself tonight in terms of how quick you got in your flow and you were dominating the fight?
Yeah, I felt so good. I felt so good, I felt so comfortable, and I think maybe that was maybe also the thing in the end. I felt maybe too comfortable.
Adding some of the latest reactions, what makes this even more damning, according to Ariel Helwani, is that the referee didn't just stop the fight early, he waved it off after the round had already concluded.
The fight is stopped with 1 second left in the 11th round. But in reality, if you actually watch it, and I've watched every single video, every single angle, it was seconds after the 11th round was over. Ding, ding, ding. And then it stopped. And it wasn't like, oh, stopped in between rounds. No. It was stopped maybe because the ref didn't hear it, or maybe because he's incompetent. I don't know. Mark Lyson is his name. It was an absolute awful, awful, awful stoppage. They showed us the scorecards. 2 judges had it tied going into the 11th. Would have been a 10-8 round. 1 judge had Rico up. In the end, he would have gotten robbed by the scorecards. I had him up like 3-4 rounds.
And the performance itself, Helwani was blown away. Despite Verhoeven walking in as a massive underdog, Helwani calls it a brilliant, highly technical display and had him ahead by 3 or 4 rounds on his own personal scorecard.
He fought a brilliant fight, a beautiful fight against Oleksandr Usyk. He was way more aggressive than he usually is in kickboxing. He looked poised, composed, technical, and who knows, did Usyk take him seriously? I don't know. He seemed to be in shape. He seemed to be ready to go. He seemed to have said 1,000,000 times over that he was taking this seriously, and yet there's Rico Verhoeven in front of the pyramids, putting on a show against the best pound-for-pound fighter in the world, and, in my opinion, the best heavyweight in the world.
And if you thought Helwani was fired up, boxing analyst Wade Fulm takes it even further. He calls it a massive robbery and an embarrassing referee stoppage, and goes as far as questioning the legitimacy of the sport of boxing itself.
I've just seen one of, if not the biggest robberies in boxing history. It just went down in the Rico Verhoeven Oleksandr Usyk fight. And I'm saying that right because Rico Verhoeven was going to win that fight. He was going to win it. And the referee robbed him. This is an all-time panic button embarrassment moment for boxing that I won't soon forget. I hope that none of you soon forget. We just saw a flat-out ski mask bank robbery.
When all is said and done, Foam lands on one unavoidable conclusion. Rico Verhoeven was robbed of a historic upset, and what happened in Egypt was a major embarrassment for the sport of boxing.
And big up to Rico Verhoeven. I think he just exposed the entire sport. From the fight itself, to the refereeing, to the scorecards. Boxing's in the mud, dude. This is awful. And good for Rico, because he got an opportunity and he took it. And he tried to go in there and win the fight. And he almost did. He was this close. Should have won it. Will they do a rematch? Rico deserves it. They probably won't, but Rico deserves it. And we know how these things go the second time around. You know, Usyk had seen him once before, and ultimately you would hope his experience would take over. So I don't have those answers, but again, Usyk may have stopped him in that 12th round, and it looked like he was badly, badly hurt. But that stoppage, man, that'll go down in history as one of the worst I've ever seen, and maybe the sport will ever see.
What's interesting is where Chael Sonnen draws the line. He separates intentional corruption from plain incompetence, and points out that while boxing gets accused of corruption all the time, actually proving it is a different matter entirely.
That was very interesting to me, right? You will always hear the word corruption with boxing. People are going around, they're saying it now, right? Much like gypped, much like robbed, and then you have corruption. I haven't bought into the boxing corruption on the professional level as many as some. I have bought into it on the Olympic level, on the amateur level, but I guess that's just because of the way I choose to define corruption as opposed to incompetence. So the judges would have handled it if the referee hadn't. Like they all do appear to be working together.
And when it comes to his final verdict, Sonnen keeps it straightforward, without evidence of a signal or some kind of external communication being passed to the referee or the judges. What looks like a robbery is almost always just incompetence. And incompetence, he argues, is nothing new in professional boxing. It's not a conspiracy, it's just a broken system that keeps failing the fighters who deserve better.
This referee was corrupt. We're going to have to prove that somebody gave him a signal. Somebody had to give him a signal. Otherwise, he's incompetent. But there's a massive difference. We live with incompetence in everyday affairs. Corrupt is very different. Now you do have the judges as well. The judges looked like they were very much in line to do the job. And that's what they would have been brought there to do. They are not going to let somebody from a different sport, like Rico, the sport of kickboxing, come over and take their champion down.
Adding on, Peter Fury calls the stoppage exactly what it was, premature. With only 2 seconds left on the clock, he argues Rico had every right to survive that moment and regroup during the minute of rest that was coming. As for the performance itself, Fury is full of admiration. He says Rico flat out schooled Usyk for stretches of that fight, and the fact that he was able to transition to this level of boxing in just 6 months makes it all the more remarkable.
You know, look, Alexander and his team, they didn't underestimate Rico. They asked him about Dubois, who's a harder fight, Dubois or Rico. He said Rico's a harder fight before he even got in there. He prepared well because he knew what Rico was. He knew what he was. Yeah, me and his team. He's got a great team. He's been running his team from day one. Couldn't do this on my own. You know, they've been with us. It's all a team effort. It's been incredible. From Rico, his team. I'm proud of him, and I'm really proud of the team. He's done marvellous in there. He's fought the best in the world, yeah. And I am so proud of this kid. Trust me. To do what he's done
to transition in 6 months to this is just short of incredible. And Usyk needs all the credit in the world because he's beat a monster in Rico.
On top of that, Fury reveals that Rico is absolutely keen on a rematch and hopes it can be arranged sooner rather than later. And what makes it even more compelling is that even Usyk himself couldn't hide his respect after the fight, acknowledging Rico as a monster and a serious fighter. When the man who just retained his title is talking about his opponent in those terms, it's clear the rematch is not just a commercial opportunity, it's unfinished business.
Rico said he feels like he might have just switched off slightly in the 11th round, and that's why he's frustrated.
I think that's what it is. He did, he switched off. But look, when you're tired and you're fatigued, you switch off. That's all it takes.
His Excellency says he wants the rematch. Do you see that being likely next for Rico?
I hope it is. I'd like to see it run back. It was an amazing performance, and I think Oleksandr would take it. Hopefully His Excellency Turkey Al-Sheikh can get it on again. He wants it. He said it now, I'm not happy, I want a rematch.
Now on the other hand, what makes Hughie Fury's praise even more meaningful is the credit he gives to the training camp and the tactical plan put together by his father, saying Verhoeven executed the strategy perfectly and managed to pressure Usyk in exactly the way they had designed. As for the rematch though, Fury pumps the brakes slightly. While the talk is there, he's skeptical about whether it actually gets made and goes as far as suggesting that Usyk's camp might simply choose to avoid Verhoeven altogether.
And my dad is a mastermind behind all of this. Listen, you gotta give credit to all of it, all the full team, Dennis, everyone involved, yeah? But it's like, but Rico, he done the instructions and was listening to my father, and the transformation, what he's done is incredible. He's just give Usyk his hardest fight. I think they'll avoid Rico at all measures, but hopefully he stick to the word what Turkey said, and the rematch can happen.
And Fury goes even further, suggesting that Verhoeven's style and physical attributes would have given him serious problems against other top heavyweight contenders too, pointing to Anthony Joshua as a fighter Rico could have had real success against.
Yeah, listen, what he's done, he's gone back to hell in this fight in the camp, but he's done everything my dad said, and listen, all he'd done, he had to go back to that round and he would have come off with it, but listen, it's one of them, nothing you can do about it. It's God, and that's what's meant to happen. It's God's will.
When you look, and obviously he was supposed to fight Anthony Joshua, how would you have seen that fight going based off tonight then?
Yeah, he would have knocked Joshua out. Definitely, listen, he's just give the #1 heavyweight who's beat them all twice, yeah, the best, hardest fight he's ever had.
Despite the heartbreak, Verhoeven makes one thing crystal clear: he is not done with boxing. He remains fully committed to the sport and is open to whatever comes next, whether that is a rematch with Usyk or another high-profile fight. And when it comes to his opponent, there is nothing but respect. He says Usyk brought exactly what he expected: speed, explosiveness, and agility, and is taking the experience for everything it is worth as he looks ahead.
You know, you've showed the boxing world what you bring. Do you plan on staying?
Yeah, 100%.
Anyone in particular?
We'll see. We'll see what happens. Maybe we're gonna have the rematch. Maybe we get another fight. I'm open to anything. So at least I'm here to stay, and we keep having fun. No, I expected everything. He's fast. He's explosive. He's agile. So.
How much do you think you surprised him tonight?
I have no clue. I hope that surprised him a lot. At least I think definitely didn't think he would lose like maybe half of the rounds. I think he didn't think that would happen. So I think that he was definitely surprised about.
And Marcos Villegas is equally fired up. He says that punch didn't even land clean and that Rico fought the fight of his life, winning the contest before the stoppage came. He notes that Usyk had only won 4 rounds up to that point in the 11th, and that the champion simply seemed off throughout, not throwing as much, not using his feints, not going to the body the way he normally would. Whether it was Rico's size, his length, his constant movement, or perhaps power that nobody gave him enough credit for, something had Usyk rattled in a way we rarely see.
Rico fought the freaking fight of his life. Like, he was winning this fight. Usyk max won 4 rounds up until that point of that 11th round stoppage. Just seemed off. He wasn't throwing as much. He wasn't using his feints as much. He wasn't going to the body. I don't know if he was like befuddled by Rico's size, his length, constant movement, constant just being busy. I don't know, maybe Rico's power was, we're not giving enough credit to Rico's power, but just Usyk, either he seemed off or just, I don't know what was going on there. Man, I would be too, man. Rico's super bummed out. He's winning the fight.
What makes it even harder to see, Villegas admits, is that Usyk's performance was just strange from start to finish, capped off by a stoppage he fundamentally disagrees with. 1 second left on the clock, and the referee pulls the trigger. He acknowledges the rulebook argument that a referee's job is to protect a fighter from unnecessary damage, regardless of how much time is left, but says the optics simply didn't support it. Looking at the replay, Rico seemed okay. Give it 2 seconds, he would have been fine.
I disagree with that stoppage, man. 1 second left. And Verhoeven was right. Should have let it go. Like, I just remember from the seminars that I went for judging and reffing that, like, at the end of the day, it doesn't matter how much time is left. The ref's job is to make sure the fighter does not take any unnecessary damage and save them from any damage, even if there's 1 second left. Thing is just the optics from me looking at the screen here, the replay of the knockout. Seemed like, okay, if you let it go 2 seconds, he would have been fine.
And the debate around that stoppage shows no signs of cooling down. While Usyk was declared the winner, the hosts and Verhoeven's team are firmly in agreement the stoppage was premature. Plain and simple. 1 second left in the round, and the referee took the decision out of everyone's hands. That 1 second has become the single most talked about moment in boxing, and nobody on Verhoeven's side is letting it go quietly.
Meanwhile, we've got Agit Kabad in the ring. We had Rico complaining about the stoppage. I mean, he was very respectful, but he said it was a bit early, and the team, I think Peter Fury and the guys were disappointed. It was right at the end of the 11th round. He'd been down from that right uppercut. He was badly hurt. I mean, the bell, he could have probably got back to the corner and gone on, whether he would have got through the 12th round. He was hurt. Mark Lyson had a good look at him and made him walk to the corner, the gum shield. It was a strange one, and I can understand that there were disappointment, but he was hurt, and Usyk found an answer.
Yeah, he did find an answer, but it was premature. Let's have it right here. It was 1 second to go in the round. Mark Lyson would have known we were quite close to the end of that round, and with the way the scorecards could have been, you know, you have to give him a chance.
Looking ahead, there's growing talk of a rematch for Verhoeven, while Agit Kabad is being highlighted as a deserving challenger for Usyk in the meantime. And with Tyson Fury's name also being thrown into the conversation, the heavyweight division is suddenly more unpredictable and more exciting than it has been in years.
His Excellency says straight away, Rico deserves a rematch, and I think I agree with that.
Do you know what? You opened something in my brain when you said it. Do you know what's going to happen here? Do you know the way I think this landscape's going to go? This is wild. So you're going to like this one. I think that we get Kabad versus Usyk because he deserves that opportunity, but Rico also deserves another opportunity. And you said it. Tyson Fury, August. In Ireland, Dublin.
Absolutely love it.
On top of all that, the event itself was spectacular, praised for its stunning production value, the breathtaking backdrop of the pyramids, and a festive atmosphere that felt genuinely special from the moment it began. High-profile boxing figures were in attendance throughout, and by all accounts, the occasion itself delivered everything it promised. The setting was spectacular, the energy in the arena was electric, and as a spectacle, it was everything a big fight night should be. It was only the ending of those final chaotic seconds of round 11 that left a bitter taste and overshadowed what should have been remembered as one of the great nights in recent heavyweight history.
When you look at the production, you know, the backdrop with the pyramids in the back, but taking them away, you look at what they've done here, the light show, the setup, the crowd that come, the atmosphere, all of it, put it all together and you go like, this was spectacular out here. We've been around the game a long time, and I can't remember a production like the one that I saw tonight.
Absolutely astonishing. We're seeing some highlights on DAZN of the fireworks, the ring walks, the whole thing was a spectacular. I mean, we've really been treated. We had the Dubois-Wardley fight, which is like watching a Rocky movie, and a couple of weeks on, we have this. a showcase, a celebration of boxing with all the superstars at ringside.
Alright, fight fans, Oleksandr Usyk has done it once again and continues building an incredible legacy in boxing. But now the big question is, what's next for him? And what's next for Tyson Fury after this result? There are still so many huge matchups that fans want to see, and the heavyweight division remains one of the most exciting divisions in the sport. Drop your thoughts in the comments. What should Usyk do next? Who should Fury fight next? And where does Usyk rank among the greatest heavyweights of all time? Drop your predictions, reactions, and opinions below, because I'll definitely be checking out the comments section. And if you enjoyed the video, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you never miss breaking boxing news, fight reactions, predictions, interviews, and post-fight analysis. Thank you all for watching.